everybody, and a big welcome back to my channel. I know it's a bit odd not seeing me when I do these kinds of videos. Normally I show my face, but I've decided against that today, mainly because I look like absolute rubbish. I had some work done on one of my teeth yesterday and yeah, I'm just not feeling it today. I am here on my personal Facebook account and I thought that we would answer some questions. I thought we'd answer some questions that Facebook brings up on the Did You Know? So it does sometimes come up with really rubbish like stuff, but sometimes it comes up with really good ones. I thought this would be a fun little video to do, especially since recently I've been doing a lot of videos that are very serious topics, and I wanted it to be a bit more light-hearted, so let's just get started. So one of the first ones that has come up is, one of my favourite songs is ... Okay, so I am a massive music lover. I always have been a massive music lover, and this question is very hard for me because I have so many favourite songs that I just absolutely love. But I think at the moment one of my favourite songs is definitely a song by Baby Metal, and it is called The One. So next. The silliest thing I've done whilst sleep deprived is ... Oh, this is gross, and I don't know if I should share this with you. When I was sleep deprived, I really needed the toilet, and it was early in the morning and I was rushing about, so I actually went to the toilet. When I sat down, I started to have a wee, and then I realised that I hadn't actually put up the toilet seat, so I was weeing on the toilet seat. That is gross, wouldn't recommend it. A weird job I had was, okay, let me think about this, because I've only had one proper job, but I've had quite a lot of different work experience jobs over the years. And I think one of the ones that was really weird for me was having to do, it was a paid work experience opportunity at the college that I went to, and I was studying at that college, so then working with the college and not having like that student teacher bond. It was like a working relationship bond, you know. It was solely professional and we were being treated differently because it was work experience rather than we were students, if that makes any sense. So that was a little bit weird for me to get used to, but once I got used to it, it was like, wow, it was great. The longest travel experience I had was traveling to Florida was the longest that I've ever traveled, so that one is a very easy one. If I could live for a week in the past or the future, I would rather live for a week in the future, because I am a little bit nosy and I want to know what my life, or life in general, holds in store for myself and other people in the future. I think it'd be pretty cool. When I was younger, I was afraid of I could tell you a long list of things that I was afraid of as a kid, honestly. One of the things that I was afraid of was seaweed. Yes, I was scared of seaweed. I was also scared of Santa. I would never ever want to go and see him. And you know, like they do where the kids like sit on the lap and tell Santa what they want for Christmas, all that stuff. Yeah, I was never ever gonna do that as a kid because I was absolutely terrified of Santa Claus. And to me, he was this creepy old dude who kind of spied on you and your behaviour all year round. He was a weird character to me. When I see someone famous, my heart pounds, my palms sweat, and I get panicky because I'm like, I don't want to mess the opportunity up. I've been close to somebody who's been famous, but I've never actually properly met anybody who's famous. My favourite boots are probably my Doc Martens. If I could choose to control fire or water, I would rather control fire. I don't know why, don't ask. My first pet's name was Max. The thing is, when my mum originally found her, she was wandering around on the streets and she was very clearly homeless. And my mum had to take her home and we ended up keeping her. And originally my mum actually thought that Max was a male, hence the name Max. But she turned out to be a female dog and the name just stuck. And she was a lovely, lovely animal. Out of paper books and electronic ones, I prefer paper books. My name means I have absolutely no idea. I would like to travel too. Okay, this is a really easy one. I would love to travel across the whole of America. I find the American culture just so amazing and interesting and different. It's so unique. So particularly I would love to go to California, New York, LA, Las Vegas. But really it would be amazing if I could like do a little tour of the whole of the USA. That would be great. I'm superstitious about magpies. Basically, if you see one magpie, it's meant to symbolize bad luck. If you see two magpies, it's meant to symbolize good luck. My dog's name is Reba, or B for short. I believe that Reba means fourth born, but don't quote me on that one. For me, the perfect age to get married is, I would say between the ages of 25 and 30, but that's just me. Between watching a tennis match and a basketball game, I would prefer to watch a tennis match. I'm much more interested in tennis than basketball. Some good advice for passing exams is study hard, believe in yourself that you can do it, and do your best. And as long as you have left that exam hall or wherever you do your exams and you know in your heart and in your head that you have done the best that you possibly can do and you prepared as best as you possibly could, then you couldn't do any more than that, and you should be proud of yourself regardless of the results. If I could meet any figure from the past, present or future, I would want to meet, okay, this is an interesting one. I don't really know what they mean, like any figure past, present or future. I mean, how do you know that a figure is going to be relevant or anything in the future if you don't know because it hasn't happened yet? If I could meet any figure from the past, it would definitely be Stephen Gately from Boyzone. I love Boyzone, and Stephen is and was my favourite. And yeah, I absolutely love Stephen Gately. So I would be honoured to meet him. Present, I would love to meet Demi Lovato, Lady Gaga. The teddy bear I love the most and that I still keep is, okay, so this is a dog that I have, and he used to be on my bed, and when I was younger I used to sleep with him all of the time. He had to be in my bed or else I could not sleep. And his name is Barney, and he was actually my mum's before I was born, and then she handed him over to me. And yeah, I will never ever throw that out. If I had $1 million, I would spend it on, okay, this is easy, I would give a lot of it to my mum so that she can pay off the mortgage and she can have a stress-free life. And then I would also keep some for myself in order to, you know, buy a house and anything else that I would need in order to secure my future and my family's future as well. I would give some money to my nana and granddad. Alright, next up, the video game I can play for hours is, so there's actually a few video games that I can play for a long time. The first one is Dishonored. You guys know that I love the Dishonored franchise if you've seen a lot of my channel, Dead by Daylight, but there are loads of other games, like I could carry on for a long time of just games that I can play for hours on end and not get bored. If I could only take one item with me to a desert island apart from food and water, I would take... I think that I would possibly take a book. If I could be anywhere else at the moment, I would be, very easy one, Orlando, Florida, riding the rides, or I would be here in the UK doing a theme park here, Alton Towers, Blackpool Pleasure Beach, just in a theme park of any description. I'm not bothered. As long as I'm riding rides, I'm a pretty happy human being. One great thing about the weekend is Sunday is like spending time with family. I learned how to swim when I was very, 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 very young. I spent years training and learning how to swim with swimming lessons every single week. And I was actually a really good swimmer when I was younger. I learned how to swim. Oh gosh, I can't even remember. Like, as soon as I was born, pretty much, I was put into the water, and I would spend a lot of time swimming with my mum and just being in the water with my family. If I could choose a decade to be born in, I would choose probably the 1960s. Because the Beatles, I'm a big, massive Beatles fan, and it would have been amazing to see them perform. Between dogs and cats, I prefer cats, although I do love dogs. I only block people on social media when they irritate the living hell out of me. And I'm going to do this last final one for today. And so one of my favourite singers is Lady Gaga. For definite, she's amazing, and very inspirational for me, and for many others, of course, as well. So that's it. I just thought I'd answer some, silly questions. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, click on that subscribe button, and I very much hope to see you in my next video.